Welcome to the podcast, Appetite for Distortion, episode number 371. My name is Brando. Excited for today's episode. Haven't done a fan review in a while. Talking to you, the GunsNRoses fan, and very lucky to also be the Appetite for Distortion fans that listen and hear my pleas or my invitations rather on the podcast or on social media. I always tell you that's how the conversation continues. So if you want to be on the show, hit me up. And that's exactly, and I'll just introduce and I want to get it out of the way because I want to make sure I pronounce his name as respectfully as possible. Because it says Agustin in my world. The New York world, Tony Danza world. It says Agustin when you're watching on Zoom. But it's Agustin. So Agustin.
Oh, pretty good.
Perfect.
But you said for short it's Agust. Or that's a
Agustin. The emphasis is on the last E. Agustin.
Agustin.
Oh, pretty good.
Agustin. I'm gonna try. So I wanted to get that out of the way. I practiced before the podcast, and we're gonna get our buddy, and it's so I don't know, like what's the word? It's just it's more than a coincidence and serendipitous that Rafael, who's coming to us from Raf and Rio, is an English teacher. So you're gonna do your best to help me along the way.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh my God. So August, you are where are you right now?
I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Right.
And I can barely speak because I scream a lot at the show yesterday.
It's amazing because it's so funny reading the timeline because I'm of course being a GunsNRoses podcast and a fan, whatever. I'm following along on the tour, seeing if there is any breaking news or new songs, and there might have been last night. We can talk about that, but there wasn't at the end of the day. So I don't want to leave too much of a tease, but just seeing people that the overview of what they say, 70,000 fans, maybe 60,000 fans, and you were among them. And the fact that you're talking to me a mere few hours later, you're 27 years old. That's why you can bounce back and do this, man. It goes away. It will go away. I don't want to say
it will go away. Sure, I know.
It really does.
My back still hurts, so I know it will go away probably.
Oh, that's too funny. And Raphael, you also contacted me on Twitter, by the way, after the AFD podcast, and there were a few shows that I think there was one show that you missed. You were supposed to go to Rio, but you ended up going to some shows in Brazil. So what shows did you go to?
Yes, I was supposed to go to Rock in Rio, but during that week, I had a problem, a panic attack, and I didn't go. But I had tickets for Belo Horizonte. It's a state close to Rio, and right after the concert, I was so amazed by the whole experience. It was my first big concert after the pandemic. I decided to go to Porto Alegre right away.
Okay, and I want to, and I appreciate you sharing that on and off the air because I want to call attention to it because of course I always call attention and talk about mental health in addition to GunsNRoses. I mean, Duff McKagan has spoken about panic attacks ad nauseum, and it is no joke. There are plenty of times doing this. I have to get in the right, even though you guys are cool, I have to get in the right mindset to talk to people at times. I'm just like, okay, I have to be like, I'm gonna be comfortable with myself, be right in the setting. I was definitely very nervous going to Buckethead. That's why my first concert in a wheelchair, I'm like, I just can't deal with all this, physically. So when we covered that on a previous episode. Since I guess we'll go a little bit in order, if we don't mind, because I guess Raphael, because you saw the show before, obviously, because Agust, you saw it last night. Raph, can you tell me about your experience? Because you said it was your first big show after the pandemic, and by the way, really, really nice Use Your Illusion shirt. I love it.
Thanks. I bought that shirt for Rock in Rio 2017 when GNR played there because I wanted the band to see me.
Okay.
Yeah, because in 2016 I was front row and Duff noticed me and he gave me a pick. So I tried to shine away from the crowd wearing black. So I bought this shirt. That was a good strategy. If you look at the footage from Rock in Rio, you can see me all the time. I was a little orange point jumping up and down the whole show.
That's a good idea, but that's a good idea. And if you are watching on Zoom, I'm currently looking like a pumpkin. I have the Guns N' Roses long sleeve orange shirt that I got at Hershey Park, and the ugly.
I almost bought that show.
It's a really good shirt, especially for Halloween time. You know, now being August 1st as we're recording this, and my really ugly Use Your Illusion hat that I got off Amazon that I only will wear at a concert or at home because it is that ugly, but GNR fans love it.
And a hint, the band pays attention if you're in front row. The band does pay attention. They even played a song in Porto Alegre because I screamed for that song. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, because you told me that story in the DM. So you have some good stories. So yeah, if you
always
yeah, just take us through that day because I can't wait to look through your eyes, through Agust's eyes. That because I was so just excited to see last year go to different states here in America, you know, Baltimore or Hershey Park, Pennsylvania. I mean, no, it's not really a culture shock to me. I mean, there is some culture shock if you go from New York City to Amish country, I guess, but for me to go to another country to see 60,000, 70,000 fans, oh my God.
You wouldn't believe it.
I wouldn't.
I mean, I'm okay with you people, but when I see US shows, I don't get it. Why? What happened with you guys? I don't know. Sorry, I don't have nothing against USA. Really, I love that country, but I don't get it, man. You got a lot of great bands, and they are just like, I don't know.
We're lazy. It's so funny. It's not even Guns N' Roses shows, and because my wife, who's just a dance teacher to begin with, but she wants to dance at shows, and there are just some people like sit down, and she goes dancing at Dave Matthews, and there are people like behind her. Come on! Oh yeah, Raphael, you're a Dave Matthews fan. Right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, you and my wife are the only. It's so funny. Yeah, it is an interesting dynamic, and that's why I'm excited to do this fan review to try to understand, because I can't until I go, right, until I experience it.
You would.
You go ahead, Agustín.
No. What I'm saying that it's here. Even the seat tickets where you should have been sitting, or what, I don't know how to say that correct, but there are the field tickets where you are standing up, obviously, and I don't know how to say the stadium, where the people usually sees the match game.
Oh, the bleachers.
They are sitting down.
The bleachers.
Even there, people are not sitting down in Argentina in the shows. I mean,
Right.
No one, and I don't get it when I see in other countries like most USA, because Brazil and Europe are maybe passionate too, but I don't get it in USA why. Maybe because they play all the time there. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess, but I mean, if you're a fan that buys a ticket and is excited to go, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you have a seat, I guess, yeah, you're required to sit. I'm different because I'm handicapped. I want to sit down, but even like a few years ago when I was, maybe a little more vibrant, like when I went to go see Velvet Revolver, I made sure that I got there early. I'm holding on to the stage up front so I don't fall down. And that's it. I'm not sitting down, so I didn't get a GA. So I'm suffering through that. So if you're a fan, it's only a couple hours. It's not like it's a work shift. So you're right. It's I don't know. I don't want to on behalf of America. I'm sorry. We're not better concert goers. And of course, I'm being facetious. That's an American word. Is it? No, it's not.
But here in South America, if you want to get in front of the stage, that's more than a work days of amount of hours. I mean, you have to get there, I don't know, 6 a.m. I don't know how it is in Buenos Aires. Is that how it is, Agustín?
No, if you are alone, you can, not go last time, but you can go. I went 2 hours before the show, maybe 3, and I made it to the front row.
Oh,
You,
good.
you can do it, but well, if you want to probably get hurt and crushed, and it's insane, bro. I mean, in Brazil, it must be really the same. I mean, I guess I've seen videos and people are passionate too, but here in Argentina, there's some people for the shows that go camping
Yeah.
like a week before the stadium. That's really weird. I don't know if you saw something like that, but people go like a week before the show to do the line in tents, and they sleep in the street
I've
basically.
done that.
You done that?
I've done that, but not a week before, just a day before.
But why? If you can go to the front row, if you
No, because I wanted to get front row center right in front of Axel and Duff.
okay.
And, I just wanted to make sure. So,
Yes,
and people get there early. In São Paulo, people were camping. A friend of mine slept there.
so what show was that? The show you just went to, or what show was
No,
that?
no, that was in São Paulo, but I didn't go to São Paulo.
Okay, okay. So where were you seated for the one that you just went to? The show
It was Rio. It was Rio 2016.
Okay, okay. But what about this current show that you went to? And I can't say it as well as you did.
It was in
Belo Horizonte.
Perfect. It was in Belo Horizonte. I got there.
Okay.
No, you can talk.
Damn it. This is gonna be I think this is a
You say like
be,
like lo,
belo,
good. Ori,
ogi,
ri.
odgi.
Sorry, Mama, I have a problem. I have a speech problem, but
You have a speech problem?
Yeah, I do. Only in Portuguese. Origami?
Origami.
So
Okay.
Belo Ori Zonte.
Belo Horizonte.
Perfect.
Pretty good.
Yeah, thank
Perfect.
you.
Far better than Agustín.
I'm gonna call you because I'm gonna say your last name. It's Agustín Glober.
Glober is pretty good.
I'm gonna call you AG. I'm gonna call you
AG. It's okay.
AG.
I gotta save myself some embarrassment here, but I just want to. I'm showing respect. I gotta go take some. What is it? Rosetta Stoned. I gotta not just get stoned. I gotta go Rosetta Stoned. Okay.
No Duolingo.
Okay.
Duolingo.
So Raph, the show in Brazil. I gotta do it. I guess I gotta do it like that. Where were you seated? Where did you...
I was front row, right in front of Duff.
Oh, so you did okay.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I got in the city around 6 a.m. I went to a motel because there were no hotels available, and I have friends already in line, and I met them there, and we stayed there the whole day till the gates were open around 5 p.m. So I stayed there from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Then the gates were open, and we ran like hell, and managed to get front row, almost center in front of Duff.
How many times have you seen GunsNRoses before?
14 times.
14 times. Nice.
14 times.
Wow.
When was the first?
The first was Belo Horizonte in 2010.
I'll just call it Bel Air. Okay. This is why I told Raph off the air, and this is just the truth, and it shows, I think, the intelligence of both of you, how hard it is to speak another language for some people, and you both do it. I know Raphael's a teacher. AG, you do very well.
Yeah, you do.
I'm a bit nervous. I know I can do it better, but yeah, I like speak English, and I think it's necessary to this day we are all connected, and you have to know the most language in the world, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's why. But I told Raph off the air. Just growing up here in America, my school system, I didn't have the opportunity to learn Spanish until high school, and I struggled. I really did. It was one of those where I had to go after school and show that I made an effort, just not to fail, kind of situation. And sometimes I would do well, but just not to fail. I would have to see, go after school. And then with college, I'm like, I can't do Spanish. So let me try French. And that was kind of the same thing.
It's even harder.
It was just as hard. And I thought maybe I impressed the ladies and nothing, I failed. And then just growing up Jewish, going to Hebrew school, I just learned how to read the letters at one point, but I never knew what anything meant. It was just I was just trained to be bar mitzvahed. That's kind of what it was. Everything left. So I wish I had that natural ability. So to both of you and anybody who comes on this podcast,
I think it's harder to you people to speak Spanish than to us to speak English.
I agree. I think so.
I don't know why, and there's an explanation. Maybe Rafael knows that.
Well, that kind of is.
It's not that hard to know English for me, I guess.
I don't like it is boring. I don't know. You guys have a romance.
No, it's a beautiful language.
All right.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Fair.
But there's an explanation to it because we're bombarded by American culture all the time. It's music, movies,
video games. Yeah.
I actually learned English by Guns N' Roses, by listening to Guns N' Roses. So I never stepped foot in an English school until I was in college, but I was already fluent. So that was just because of GNR.
Perfect transition, and that's why you are a teacher. Because I was thinking, and what I'm always amazed by, and why this band is more than just my favorite band, why I think they're perfect to talk about on a podcast that can be reached a global audience, is that, it's amazing. Whenever I see these videos where it's not their first language, but they know every single fucking word when they come out from It's So Easy to the last note of Paradise City. They know that. But I'm telling you, if I want to go see Rammstein, which I should have gone and seen them last time, maybe I could sing along to their songs, kind of.
I can only say Du hast.
That's what I would be. Du hast.
Du hast.
9.
9.
Yeah, that's what. So I just think it's absolutely amazing that there is no disconnect when it comes to the songs and the music and the meanings behind it. It's not even just that you can other fans that don't speak English as their first language just love singing along to Estranged. They know what it means, and it means something to them. And I think that's beautiful. So, Raph, tell us about the show. I know this time around there are no surprises. The set list is pretty standard, but you did make a request.
That was in Porto Alegre. It was the second show.
Okay.
So
you went to two shows on this?
I went to two shows on this tour.
Okay.
I used to be one of those guys that bitched about set list, but I don't do that anymore.
Same.
Because once you're there, you forget about it. It's lyrics coming after Chinese democracy, and then there's Welcome to the Jungle. You know the whole thing.
Yeah.
But once you're there, it doesn't matter. And I mean, you think about a band that has, I don't know, 4 albums worth of material, 4 or 5 albums worth of material, and they can still put on a 3-hour show where if you cut, I don't know, 5 songs out of it, they will be missed.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Aerosmith like 9 times. How many albums does Aerosmith have? And they don't put on a 3-hour show. And Steven Tyler is even older, and people say he sings better than Axl. All that shenanigans that I'm not gonna get into.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing that they have this kind of catalog to put on a 3-hour show. And there are still songs that we miss, like Pretty Tied Up, Bad Obsession, You're Crazy, that they played a few times, or My Michelle, or Out to Get Me. So I don't bitch about set list anymore.
I hear it. Go ahead, AG.
Well, when he said Aerosmith, don't put 3-hour show, I recently went to Metallica's that have how much albums, like a lot, and compared to GNR, they play only 2 hours, and it was like open and close eyes, and it was gone. So I think that it's not to speak about a 3-hour show, and it's way more than other bands, way more.
That's you're absolutely right. So Aerosmith has 15 albums, which is when you just said how long their show is. That's a crazy. And
It's
Metallica
usually
has
2
10.
hours at most.
Right, and Metallica has 10, and you're right. So even with the covers thrown in there, which we'll talk about, I get it, and I can't complain about the set list because there's Hard School and Absurd. We live in a world where those exist and they're being played night after night. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So I'm not going to complain about it. And
We
they're
live in a world where those exist officially because we're from a period where we used to call that silkworms, and we know another configuration of the song, another lyrics, and it's actually out there. So
that's kind of the point. The fact that that Silkworms has mutated into Absurd via Duff and Slash and becomes
And sounds great live, really.
yeah,
It really does.
Really does.
I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, the guitars. Oh my God. Even Frank sounds good on that one, but we'll talk about it later, I guess.
We will. And I think that's what I'll suggest to fans, that because I know it could be a controversial track when you first, especially when you first hear it as the quote unquote first Guns N' Roses song with Slash in a long time. You're like, what is this? See it live. You'll change. You know, if you don't like it, that could change your mind. So, but that's a fair comparison, especially how long they play the Aerosmith and Metallica, who are, you know, age range ish. I know Aerosmith is older, but did they ever do these 3.5 hour shows?
I don't think they ever did.
No. So,
and let me say one thing more about this. Last time I saw Guns N' Roses in 2017, they played 3.5 hours, and I'm not lying, because that time they play in La Plata, where it's not in the capital city where you have neighbors and curfew laws and all that bullshit. So they could play along the time they want, and they play like 3.5 hours. That's something.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, GNR has the longest show the history of Rock in Rio in 2017. It was almost 4 hours long.
Yeah, well, it was the same time.
It was the same tour. It was the same tour.
Yeah. They played like, if I'm correct, they were 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
It's sometimes like I think like Axl's just trying to make up for, or I mean he still isn't, he enjoys doing it, but I think there's a part of him that wants to make up for all the canceled shows or lateness, and just like, here's so much music, here's you know, here's just right in your face. And I just love these records. I think
he's enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about it later when I do my review, but he looks pretty happy.
Was that?
And there's also another thing that I think about that a lot. It's kind of a respectful thing, because now that Slash and Duff are back together, the audience that goes to a GNR concert is a lot different. There's a lot of casual fans that only knows, I don't know, Sweet Child of Mine, Don't Cry, and Patience, but they still throw in, they used to throw in Locomotive, Dead Horse. Now they're not doing that, but they're playing Coma, they're playing Sorry. So you have that going on. You have Reckless Life, you have Shadow of Your Love. The only hardcore fans know.
Yeah, Casuals yesterday took a great surprise with a few songs, but we will talk about it.
Yeah, so let's try to we'll get to you, absolutely. So Raph, I want you to give us some of the highlights of the shows that you went to.
Well, in Belo Horizonte, one thing that was amazing was that my 4-year-old godson, he went to his first concert ever.
Nice.
He loves GNR, and he sang It's So Easy. He sang It's So Easy, Absurd, and High School. He knows the lyrics to Absurd High School.
Oh, that's good parenting, I guess.
Yeah, good parenting, good God parenting. Sweet Child of Mine, Jungle, and Paradise City. Those are the songs he knows.
English, learning English at that age?
4 years old. 4 years old. And his birthday party is going to be, the theme is going to be GNR. And Porto Alegre was a whole other beast. Was an amazing show. It's easily on my top 3 GNR concerts. Axl was on fire. He was singing his ass off. The audience was great. The band was in great mood. Better was amazingly well sung. Rocket Queen as well, especially the outro. That's something that really worries those that say Axel doesn't sing anymore and blah blah blah. And right after Night Train, uh, there was this period of silence before the encore, and I'm the only idiot who shouts for the Seeker every show I go because I love the Who, and I scream the Seeker like 3 times on the top of my lungs. And I had on Google Authority that they heard that backstage, and they came back on. They played Comma, Patience, Don't Cry, and I thought, okay, they're going to play Paradise City, and that's it. It was a great concert, and out of nowhere they started playing the Seeker, and I was going, oh my god!
I should have screamed a new song yesterday before Paradise City. Damn
No,
me.
I tried to be realistic, okay? I tried to be realistic. If it were to me, I would shout, and I
Song you begged for the Seeker, man. Come on.
I love that song. I love that song.
With you.
I love that song.
That's so funny. And yeah, that's why I love when Raffiney told me that story off the air, because yeah, The Secret is a good song. I do like the Who. I know their whole catalog, so I learned about that song through Guns N' Roses, oddly enough, which is funny.
It sounds cool, by the way. Let me say.
Yeah, it's a cool pickup song at the end of the set.
It's a cool song. There's no doubting that. I hope they release it as a single. However, when you have songs like Pretty Tied Up, or There Was a Time, or Prostitute, or Get in the Ring, or something,
you have songs to play.
I know. I guess I know Get in the Ring has never been played live, but that's like my dream. That's why. That's the only reason why. I'm like, I'd rather, or whatever. I'm not gonna cry about it. Don't cry, but
I remember something about yesterday, speaking of this, when Night Train finished and there was this silence, some people next to me said to his friend, like, don't jam me, and laugh, because we all know they're not playing that song, but it was fun.
Yeah, so they're not going to play that, or Perfect Crime, or Garden of Eden. I understand that, but Get in the Ring, I don't know, that would be awesome.
Bad Obsession, why they don't do that?
Yeah, right. Bad Obsession and Pretty Tie Up, they both songs Axel could really pull it off.
Those are exactly. Or
they're not hard on
and they play a lot for
fucking Corn Shucker. Play Corn Shucker, okay, instead of The Seeker. And I like The Seeker, and I'm also I'll make a parallel to you, Raph, that I love Wichita Lineman. I hope I want them to keep that in the set.
You know what?
Yeah.
I hated that song when they first started playing, but it grew on me so much that now I think that's a beautiful song, and I hope
it's Axel's spot.
Yeah, and it was what?
It's Axel's spot of the show.
Oh yeah,
like he's all alone up front. The other guys are like sitting down, lights down, and lights are only on Axel, and it's like they do it, I think, because he wants to show that he can sing well. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that one, really.
Sure. So I guess that makes sense to make a parallel there, because there are mixed feelings from fans about Wichita Lineman, but I don't know. It hit me. It was just a reaction when it hit me, and I didn't get that initially, and I liked the original version from Glenn Campbell. And it's
that's song. That's what I don't know. Is that a famous song in the American catalog, like from the?
Yeah. So it's funny. I grew up I always knew of Glenn Campbell, because it was more of like my mom's era of music. I'm 39, she's 70, so more of that era. And later in life, to give you a little bit look into my life, she's talking about how he dealt with Alzheimer's and kind of comparing it to, my grandma never had Alzheimer's, but just dealing with somebody who's older, and she's like, did you hear about Glenn Campbell? I'm like, not really, because she always watched all these Access Hollywood shows. So I knew of Glenn Campbell. I knew he was a famous singer, and he was kind of country-ish, but that's his major song. After Axel played it, so I did research into that. So you can just see him playing it all American television, and legendary duets that he did with that song, and just it is a beautiful song, the original,
Yes,
and
it does.
Axel does it. It fits his voice, because again,
Yes.
these are, I could be critical of other covers or maybe not prefer them, like Black Hole Sun.
Oh, thank God they put that off.
Hated it.
He can
I
do
love
it.
Soundgarden, but
It wasn't
No,
it doesn't match his voice. It doesn't match his voice.
right. That's how I felt. I'm like, maybe another Soundgarden song, but that wasn't it. And that's how I
Yeah,
feel about
and-
Slither, to be honest. I'm sorry. I wish he could do another Velvet song.
No, I mean,
I agree,
if
but
he no, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Agustin, go ahead.
If he used his low voice all the song, I think it would work because it sounds cool, and he did something to the melody of the song, changed it a little bit, and I love that. But when he goes high with the falsetto thing in the chorus, I'm not going to lie, it's such blown mind seeing Axel singing Velvet Revolver song with Slash and Duff. It's great. I mean, I never thought I would see that one day. But yeah, I think his approach maybe on the chorus could be a little better, but I take it.
Sure.
Did you have a chance to see Velvet Revolver back then?
Yes, I've
Okay.
seen it 2 times in Argentina.
Nice.
Great band, man. Great band.
Wow. Yeah. So and to see them in Argentina twice is amazing. I got to see them in New Jersey and West Palm Beach, Florida. By the way, all of our listeners in Florida, as my cat hopefully does not press anything. He wants treats. He was jumping on my radio stuff. All of our listeners in Florida, stay safe.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I never thought I would ever see the fact that he's playing. The fact that they're together, they're playing Velvet Revolver, playing Chinese Democracy, amazing. So I'm not complaining. I'm just like, you know what? I think Axel. I would like to hear him sing "Fall to Pieces" instead.
I think "Falling to Pieces" would be even harder because of that stuff Augustin said. Because it's a really hard song to sing.
Okay, all right.
And after all, Scott Weiland is a really tough shoe to fill.
He is. He is. So I mean, but I appreciate the effort of it, and and also I think Slash and Duff should still be playing these songs live. So however a Velvet Revolver can be worked into the set, I think that should be a mainstay of a GunsNRoses show. Should be
at
Velvet
least
Revolver.
one song.
Yeah, I think so. That should never be taken away. And same thing with Chinese Democracy.
Yeah, because I know. I guess you say because it's hard that. I mean, Velvet Revolver fans are probably Guns N' Roses fans. It's like obvious thing. So yeah, I am a Velvet Revolver fan, and if they don't play one song like they're doing now, I probably won't listen to it anymore live because I wouldn't have the chance.
Right.
Maybe Slash with Miles, maybe, but
yeah, but
they don't do that anymore so much because they have like I don't know 4 albums.
Right. Yeah. Before they had to fill it, and yeah, I mean, you want Duff there to be there as well. I mean, unless Duff joins with Miles, but now we're just thinking of different scenarios. But this is the beautiful part about being a Guns N' Roses fan. We can have these discussions and be in the situation to have these discussions because this band is active and touring. So, Raphael, I can't. Obviously, the highlight of the shows that you went to is requesting the Seeker and getting it played for you.
Oh yeah.
Anything else that you want to share about the show? Did you pick up any merch?
Yeah, I bought a shirt. I bought the poster for Porto Alegre, but I bought for a friend of mine who is from Porto Alegre, but she lives in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I'm going to mail her. I bought a shirt. And the concert in Porto Alegre was on the evening, was a day before my best friend's birthday. She's a 56-year-old fan who's been listening to the band since 1987. She was there at Rock in Rio 2, all the concerts Janar played in Brazil. And I'm not going to say how, but I managed to get her some souvenirs from the concert, like guitar picks and stick and other stuff, drumstick and other stuff as a surprise gift for her. and it was amazing. It was a great experience, and I always meet really nice people when I go to a Guns N' Roses concert because I stay in line really early, and it's just the whole experience is amazing. And but I think the highest point of those concerts is that I saw that life is worth living again because I was closed in my apartment this whole time during the pandemic. I was really afraid of going out and going to big events, and I cried the whole time during the concert galleries. I cried Jungle. I cried during Sweet Child of Mine, and even November Rain. I don't know why. I just remembered when that music video first aired in Brazil. It was like, man, life is worth living. You know, it's good to be here.
Yes,
And
it is. I'm
I
glad you're
think
here.
that was the highlight of this whole tour. Like we can go back to our lives again.
Yeah, I think that's I would say that's the highlight. I appreciate you sharing that, Raph. And you're right. It's the power of music. It's the power of being out and seeing others enjoy themselves. And with the pandemic, it's look, not to go too deep into it, but yeah, it's very hard to be separate from other people. We naturally crave others, and I'm pretty sure I was vocal about how I worry that if I wasn't with my now wife when this happened, if I was just isolated by myself, I know what it's like to be isolated by myself. That's why I was drinking alone. That's why I had to get sober. I'm like, it's scary. It's scary.
You talked
And
about that. I remember.
yeah, it is scary to be alone and what the mind could do. So that's what's the beauty of talking about and experiencing Guns N' Roses. As simple or as silly as that sounds, it triggers the right emotions in you, the right
Yeah.
memories, and then the right connections. So that's why music is the universal language. So it's
Yes.
very cool. So AG, I don't know if you
Yes.
cried. I don't know if you cried during your show. It's okay if you didn't cry. You don't have to be that. You don't. We don't have to go that deep with you. If you
I will tell the truth. Yesterday, I cried only a few tears on Strange and in Paradise City,
okay.
but when I saw them first time in 2016, sorry, yeah, I cried all the whole concert because because I'm 27, so when I was born in 1994, they were like splitting up,
Yeah.
and my dad got me into Guns N' Roses, of course,
Good dad.
and like all my childhood and first years of my adolescence on, I don't know how you say it in English, but you get me. I could only dream of seeing Guns N' Roses because they wouldn't exist anymore, and they wouldn't you wouldn't know nothing about Axel and where is that guy, and when he came up he talked shit about Slash, and I thought they would never going to reunite because I mean, come on, who thought that this would happen?
No,
Really?
not in
No,
this
Not in this.
lifetime.
not in
We
this
almost,
lifetime.
we almost said it. We almost said it at the same exact time.
Not
Yeah.
in my lifetime. That's right. And yeah, when I got to see them the first time, seeing Slash and Axel together, I couldn't hold myself right. So yeah, I was crying a lot. Yesterday it was not that much, but yeah, I was very emotional because it's a gift. I guess it's a gift.
Yeah, you're right, man. That's how I felt. I'm older than you. Wait, how Rap? I didn't ask how I know we're aging.
I'm 35. I'm 35.
Oh, I'm the old man. Gee, how the fuck did that happen when I'm the old man? I'm 39, but yeah, I mean, even being 35, we grew up with Guns N' Roses being on the outs, and I was
Yeah.
made fun of that they were my favorite band because of Buckethead, and I never thought this would happen. So I remember when I first saw them in New Jersey, seeing Axel and Slash on stage together.
Yeah,
Getting
incredible.
teary-eyed and being like a little kid, like, oh my God, they're coming.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was like seeing your childhood heroes. I mean,
Incredible.
it was like seeing Batman or something like that.
Yeah, it's like seeing Batman in person. Sure, yeah. Like I'll take that. I like that. So AG, take us through your experience at the show because you fought your way to the front. Tell us.
I was like 5 meters to the front row, and yeah, it's tough being there, you know. I mean, if you
You went by you went by
Rafael
yourself,
maybe
by the way.
know
I'm sorry.
why.
You went by yourself, or
Yeah, I always go by myself on concerts because maybe I go with friends, but I can't explain you how is here, and it's not that I want to say, yeah, Argentinian fans and South American fans are cool, are great, but it is something. It is really something. And when I go with my friends, I lose them at the first song, and I just can't find it anymore. You know,
okay,
it's
okay. Forget it.
this that happens.
I'll make new
And
friends. Okay.
and you can get your phone out. I mean, you can, but it's dangerous because there is insecurity here. I'm not going to lie about. There is people who steals from others in
Oh yeah.
the pit and in the crowd. But you can just have your phone to where are you, my friend? Because people would crush you because there is so much. Maybe on November Rain and Knocking on Heaven's Doors, where it's kind of the turn down moment, you can, I don't know, roll a cigarette and check out your phone. But since the It's So Easy Duff bass start, it's madness. It's really madness.
Axel
And
even asked people to take a step back, like
yeah, classic.
like
Classic Axel.
Mr.
They got,
Brownstone in Live Era.
yeah, I mean, the interpreter was, well, we all know the famous story of the interpreter in Argentina back then in '92. That it's really, really funny. Maybe it's not that funny for people outside of Argentina because you wouldn't know what you know what Axel was saying. Like he was cut the shit and fuck and kill that motherfucker, and
Yeah.
funny was that the
Beat the
translator was
shit
trying
out of
to,
him.
yeah, beat the shit out of them, like it's like cagalo a trompadas in Argentinian, like, and she was like, don't hit him, don't no look, and
Yeah.
it was, that's funny. And yesterday, I guess it was Dale James, the who do the part of translator to ask ourselves to get a step back, and it was like, well, funny because when he finished, Axel said like something like fuckers or something like that. I don't remember right away what he said, but yeah, he asked to step back down because um, a lot of people fall. I don't know how to explain, but there are so much people, and you go to one way to another, and you have to grab anyone who can grab, because
Yeah.
you're gonna fall if you don't grab someone. And it's not for all of people, you know. I saw some pretty I don't know how to say, small women, like not tall, small, before the show with the band, the previous band, and I was thinking they're not going to hold here. What are they doing here? At the first song of Guns N' Roses, they will they will collapse because it's not for anyone.
Yeah.
And in fact, yeah, a lot of people, I don't know, the security guys of the front row took a lot of DC. No, I don't know how to say desmayados, like,
The geckos.
yeah, fainted people who lost because there is so much heat, so much people. There is no much water or something to drink because, you know, in 70,000 people, you can't go to. I mean, when I see reviews of U.S. concert, when you say peace break, there are no peace breaks here because you can't go to the bathrooms. You can't.
Oh, pee break.
You,
Okay.
you won't make it. You won't make it go and back to where you are because there's so much people.
Huh.
You're lucky to get out of there.
You got to
It's
go
hard.
with you got to go with the catheter to the show.
Yeah, or you have
I'm-
to take a piss before the show and hold
That's
because
funny.
you won't make it to the bathroom.
I'm
You
gonna
know.
see if you guys can hear this. I'm just because my home setup is not as savvy as a radio station. Because if I played this, this would be Axel asking fans to step back. You hear that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
We're not hearing it.
All right. Well, screw this. All right. That was he did. You're right. I can you can find the clip online. Megan posted it.
Yeah, because people were having some troubles up front, so and they notice because they are there. And what really like about it is after a lot of songs, Axel seemed like really amazed of, I guess, that 30 years later, and with all those years of, that he went hiding and all the things that happens to this band, there were like 70,000 people yesterday singing his ass off. I mean, I'm not talking about the phone, the rasp shit that all say in the forum and all that, but you really can't hear so clear Axel singing like in Argentina because you can't. I mean, some songs where casuals don't know shit like Absurd, Hard School, even Reckless Life or Shadow of Your Love, you could hear him, but It's So Easy, Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, you just couldn't hear him.
It's so
I
loud.
mean,
Everyone is screaming.
yeah, you hear
Wow.
Slash and all the band because you could, but the people singing is wow.
And you guys sing the riffs as well.
Yeah,
you
we
guys,
sing
you guys
all.
go,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
To have that
Even
experience.
you said something that I remember yesterday. Before the show start, when the crew goes first, like I don't know, Megan, Susan, Beta, you can see them like next to the stage.
Okay.
And people went ole 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 Beta Beta, even singing for Beta. I mean, and it was fun. We sang to Kat, the photographer, Megan. Yeah, we sing everything, man.
Oh wow, that's so fun. That's so nerd stuff that I love it because you would not get that from a Guns N' Roses crowd here in America where they're singing songs to Megan and
Beta, I mean, it
and
was.
side stage.
You only get that in Argentina.
Those are the side characters. It's like as a Simpsons fan, that's like singing. It's not just about the Simpsons. It's all about the side characters. And I
right.
You're singing that to Otto or to.
Yeah, that's what we love about it. I think that's what Guns N' Roses fans, what makes us special is that, it's not just about the 5 guys and a girl or whatever the makeup of the band is. It's all about the side characters, past and present and past. And it's just, that is very cool and very funny.
Yeah, it was very funny to hear Beta.
Does she respond? Does she acknowledge it?
Yeah, she did something like with his hands, like doing the orchestra director of the singing of the people, like something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
And
he was conducting.
She laughed obviously because it's for laughing, It's really weird people.
She's laughing at us, like asking for new music. She's laughing at that.
Yeah, that too. But
she's laughing at me, knowing I'll never get a Guns N' Roses interview again. She's laughing at me. I'm just kidding. Maybe.
And really, what I think that stands out here in Argentina, we are a country that suffers a lot of things, but the economy here is like really tough. And when you go to a concert, you forgot about all of that shit, You forgot about the crimes, the insecurity, that I know people would say, yeah, people who go to a Guns N' Roses concert maybe don't have problems of money. That
Of
maybe,
course we do.
I
but
don't know about that. Maybe to a Bruce Springsteen concert.
no, but here are pretty
Sure.
expensive.
No, the ticket prices here in South America are absurd. Pun
Yeah,
Okay.
intended.
absurd.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
they are absurd indeed.
Wow.
But
Okay.
it's not easy, the
Just to
life
have
in
an idea,
Argentina.
what is the minimum wage in Argentina?
In dollars,
In your currency,
I mean, I paid the like 20,000 pesos Argentina.
20,000
The
pesos.
the front, the VIP. I don't know how you call it that way, but we here the stadium is divided by two front camp and back camp for
Mhm.
playing those. The front camp is the most expensive, and 20,000 pesos, 20,000 pesos are like one Argentine pesos is um, sorry, one US dollar are like 280 Argentine pesos.
It says, according to Google, 20,000 Mexican peso is equivalent to
This is
$992.75.
Argentinian pesos. You
But
said
it's
Mexican.
Argentinian pesos, not
Oh,
Mexican.
Argentinian pesos.
sorry.
But just to have
Stupid.
an idea, the minimum wage a worker earns in Brazil is 1,200 and something reais, and the average ticket for that specific sector is 800 bucks.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah. The
Okay.
way the minimum wage here is I couldn't tell because there is a lot of black work and unregistered. And you can have that.
So
But
just
what
so Brando has an idea
It
how
says
expensive it is here.
$135.78. It says that's 20,000 Argentinian pesos. Okay.
yeah, but you here in Argentina there are like $2, the official and the
Yeah.
unofficial. You can't buy the official, so the real one who who marks all the things is the unofficial, not the official one. If you come here to Argentina with your dollars, you are millionaire. I would tell you that. So that's a great place to come. You have a lot of money, even if you don't have so much dollars. Here are value a lot. So about it.
It's
About it.
well, we're looking to move. It's probably Queens, which I mean, yeah, Queens is
No,
so
but what I'm
expensive. It's
trying to say
ridiculous.
is
Yeah.
that the life here is not easy, even if you do well or do not so well. And when you go to a concert, you forgot about all those things. I think is
Yeah.
that the most magic thing about it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we suffer a lot. And yesterday we are all on the same page, having a great time, and don't care about the fucking president and all that bullshit. And I guess that's why I go to a concert, you know.
Music is an
To
escape. It's exactly just like the language we were talking about, the connection that and the comfort that rap can feel, that we all can feel from hearing and witnessing Guns N' Roses. And the same thing for you. It's an escape. It's an experience. It's a good time. That's why
yeah,
it's wonderful. And one of the many reasons why, thankfully, it seems like Axl Rose is changing the narrative about him, that he is somebody that has always cared about the fans. Yeah, it was documented forever, all of us to hear forever on the Live Era album. Take a step back. It's not a joke. I don't want people to get trampled. He wants people to have a good time. It's a concert.
Yeah.
People should have a good time, and so that's why
yeah,
people,
of
And
course.
especially after Donington '88, that hit the band really hard. What happened in
and
Donington? So
they did, and they tried. They tried.
yeah,
They did to stop that, but yeah, I think it's that would never happen at a Guns or I don't think they would ever they would stop the
Yeah.
show. I think
yeah,
at
they
this
would.
point.
They would.
It's a
Talking
sad
about
okay, bud. Yeah, bud.
the concert itself, sorry, but I don't want to forget anything. You say that you used to bitch about the set list. I guess I did the same thing the previous years, but the last time I saw them in 2017, they didn't play Reckless Life. They didn't play Slither. They didn't play Shadow of Your Love. They didn't play Absurd. They didn't play Hard School. So I've seen
Records
yesterday
Live.
I saw like
Yep.
a whole new a whole new show. I won't say that, but yeah,
It's
I mean,
different. You're right.
it's
You're
different.
you're absolutely right. It's to those still holding on to it's the same set list every night. You might as well be making jokes that Axel is still running late because neither of which are true anymore. It's the set list. I understand they have a. It's not like going to a jam band show where you never know what you're going to get. They're not that kind of
No,
band. But if you're going to these
and
shows, just like when you were saying, there are certain songs that everybody is singing along to so loudly that you can't hear Axel play. They have to play those songs every
They
night.
have
yeah,
to.
Sorry.
that was what I was saying,
Yeah.
because there
Yeah.
are 100 of us who bitch about it, but I mean, the standout song yesterday was "Sweet Child of Mine," of course.
They have to play it. They
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 have
have
to
to
play
play
They
Sweet
Sweet
have to
Child.
Child.
play it.
They have to play Rocket Queen. They have to play You Could Be Mine, November Rain. Come on. Remember when
Yeah,
they
and
didn't play Estranged?
Yeah.
why?
Remember that time when the band didn't play Estranged?
Yeah,
I think because it was some sort of a technical issue. They had to cut it, or right? Was that the?
they
No, they
they
never
didn't have
played
Slash.
when
Oh,
they,
but
they when they when Axel came back. The first time they played Estranged was in Rock in Rio 2011.
when they weren't playing it overall in
Yeah,
general. Yeah, I mean
overall.
that was with the new band. I guess you never knew what you were going to get anyway. But I mean, now with Slash back in the band, I mean, they're
It's just an example. I mean,
sure.
how come there's a Guns N' Roses concert without Estranged?
You
I,
cannot play that song. Yesterday was, for me, the best. It's
No,
such a great song.
it's a beautiful
And
song.
so
yeah, and
what was your
you
highlight, AG? Was it Estranged? What was your highlight of the show?
oh, it's hard because they have so much songs. You tend to forget they have so much songs, and you
Yeah.
are at the show, and oh, they got this one and that one, and oh, and it's one after another, and I don't know. It's hard to choose between "You Could Be Mine," "Strange," "Civil War." It's hard. I mean, but maybe musically, I think "Strange," but it the emotion and all the atmosphere, I guess, Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh
Cool.
yeah.
I mean, people went nuts on Jungle, and they
I've seen
were
a
all
video.
jumping. There's a video of, I don't know if Megan or Dale, that
I've
you
seen
can
that
hear
on
Axel.
Beggar's Instagram. The crowd not only jumps, but there's a wave. People
Well,
go
that
like
was the
that
wave where
sideways.
people fall.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot of people fall during that wave, and
Oh
it's
wow.
really dangerous. It's not fun. I want to tell you.
So
it
what
isn't fun, I know.
is it? The people are pushing up against each other like a wave, or
I don't know
how
how
does that
I
cause
don't know
that?
what happens, because I don't know
Huh.
what is the explanation why, but I
You
don't know.
become one.
It's the emotion, and you go to one place to another, and if you don't grab someone, you could fall, and maybe they.
Huh.
I don't know if you make it alive if you fall, because a lot of people maybe pass up you. I don't know, but casual fans obviously don't know nothing about Absurd, Hard School. I was the only one, like, next to me. There were nothing singing that song, and I was, come on, man, it's just fucking Hard School, sing it. I don't know.
And you
And
know what? People bitch that GNR doesn't release new music, but when they do, people don't listen and don't sing to those songs
no, I
in
have
real
a
life.
friend of work that it was his first time here, and I was, did you hear the new songs? Oh, I've heard it once, I guess, but I don't mind. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, you got to
But
give it a chance. Even back in the day, as a big GNR fan, they couldn't wait for Chinese Democracy. I had to listen. I've said I had to listen to it 3 times to fully understand what I was listening to because you're so used to the sound of Appetite, of Use Your
Yeah,
Illusion.
but I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Hard School sounds right.
I think it
Huh?
does.
Yeah, if you say to me that Hard School is from Appetite, I would believe you, because it sounds really something like that, I guess. It's, I know Absurd maybe won't have so much fans, But come on, Hard School sounds like an all-time classic to me. I don't know. And then there's these people who said, "Oh, the league version of the Village and the intro." Come on, man, cut the crap. I mean, you weren't supposed to hear that, by the way. Um, and I guess I don't know. That's just me speaking, but yeah, people know a little bit. I mean, of Chinese Democracy. Chinese Democracy, the song itself, it's well known, right? I guess most of people sang it. Better, not so much, but it is most well known that I don't know. Sorry, for example, like they play Sorry yesterday, and pretty much nobody sang it because they don't know it. If they don't know Reckless Life, I mean,
Yeah.
Reckless Life passed like unnoticed for most of people because I don't know. I didn't hear people singing it like most of me and other crazy ones that
because it wasn't on Appetite. I mean, unless you're a
on
fan
front.
like us, you're not going to know, Hollywood Rose. You're just
But
not
you know
gonna
what?
know it.
Even appetite songs, there are some people that don't know about them. In Porto Alegre, there was a guy behind me that during Mr. Brownstone, after the bridge, when we went to the chorus, he was like, Mr. Brownstone, Mr. Brownstone, Mr. Brownstone, Mr. Brownstone. I looked back, like, dude, you pay like $800 for this, and you don't even know the chorus of Mr. Brownstone?
It's not just Mr. Brownstone over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's not absurd.
That's funny. Who's cat, by the way? Is that AG?
Yes.
Oh man.
What?
Is that? Do I hear a cat going?
Oh yeah, that's my cat that wants to go out.
Aw.
But if I let him out, he would want to come in. So you
My
you
cat.
might hear it. You might hear it again.
Okay, that's fine. My cat. It's making me miss my guys. He's passed out over there. Let me ask though, because there was some rumblings of the sound check that there was a few, I don't know, like a minute, if that, of a song that's never been
I've
played
heard it.
before.
It happened in Porto Alegre as well.
Okay, so I guess if you guys want to explain what you think you heard, because it was unnamed. We don't know what it is, and people just.
I want to say something first because the last time I saw them from this one, they are changing some jams of the mid show. They don't play all the same things that they played before. They changed some jams. They changed some arrangements of some songs, and I was afraid of that. It was a new jam, and so I wouldn't wanted to hear it in the show yesterday, and I didn't. So I guess it's happening like Hard School. I guess there is something coming. I guess I want hope, and it does sound great, by the way.
Yeah, there's a good thread about it on my GNR forum. Some people like, is it Oklahoma? Is it Atlas Shrugged? Like, what is this possible song? All the song, if you
I don't think it's Oklahoma.
It's
Oklahoma is bam, 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 and I'm gonna sing the riff,
Okay.
but it's a more punkish stuff. Unless they have changed the song a lot, I don't think it's Atlas as well. I think maybe it's just a jam. Maybe they just played something to warm up. But
It could be, and we're just so desperate for anything that we're making something of it.
It doesn't sound like a jam to me. Wow. I mean,
okay. See, we'll find out. I mean, it's got us talking.
Yeah.
It's because that's what's so interesting about when this is a band that's regimented, and that people that can, that are focused, like they're just the same thing. They play anything that's slightly different. What is that? Oh my God.
What is that?
I didn't hear the leaks. I have a policy of not, I don't know. I'm not so much into it, but so I can't relate to any of the songs that they are talking about in the forum, like Oklahoma or but what I heard on the snippet of the soundtrack, I like it. What can I say?
Yeah, I like it too. So we'll see if it becomes anything at all.
After all, we have song names coming up on Spotify if we search. So maybe there's something.
We are so crazy, man.
Thank you for bringing that
If
up.
someone outside the fan base saw this, they would say these fuckers are so crazy.
I know.
They have no idea how crazy we are.
Well, they might learn soon. There's a couple of things there. I'm glad. Thank you for mentioning that rap because I've spoken about it on the. I've mentioned it on social media, but there are these algorithms. If you type in the song
not the
links,
algorithm.
I know what if you. I don't know if IOU is on there, but if you type in like Atlas Shrugged or certain songs that the famous leaked titles on Spotify, Guns N' Roses will come up as an artist. And I don't know if it means like a lot of people are searching for it, if we're crazy, like in GNR fan. I don't know how the algorithm works, but it's just
I have an
I don't know.
experience. I have a personal experience. I have a band,
okay.
and in January last year, I put a demo of a 4-song demo on Spotify just for the hell of it. And you have to set up a release date. You have to do that through a publisher. Anyway, you upload the song, you write everything you have to write in the database, and you set up a release date. And when I searched for my song, for my band songs on Spotify before the release date, my band's page would come up.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was already in the database. The release date wasn't there yet. So I can only say that from my personal perspective. But that's something that happened to me because I searched.
I'm gonna take your perspective and run with it and say Chinese Democracy 2 starts now. According to
And
rap.
after all,
Yeah,
the amount of
I'm going
fans.
to the forum. I'm saying a new thread. Rafael says that Spotify thing is right.
Well, I hope so. And the other thing, the amount of GNR fans that know about these song titles.
Would be
No,
impactful.
no, it's not
they-
possible. There
it's
is an
like
algorithm thing.
0.001%
No,
of the
yes,
GNR
of
listeners
course.
in Spotify. And if the algorithm is that weak for us to fuck it all up,
Right.
there's something wrong with Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look at
And
that.
Slash said before they work on a lot of stuff. Why wouldn't be coming?
And
I mean,
he said they were working on new stuff that would be released around the same time as the usual Illusion box. So the box is going to be released next month. So
what are your thoughts on those?
Rap,
I'm
go
really
ahead.
excited. I'm really excited about the Reeds concert in Blu-ray.
Okay. Are you ordering the box set or are you just gonna get songs? Or what's
I'm
planning?
gonna buy the box because I regret myself that I didn't buy the Appetite for Destruction box.
You could
I
still get it.
No, the box, the actual box,
I know.
the leather one. I can't find it.
Oh really? Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
could still buy
it's
it.
sold out. It's sold out, at least in the GNR website.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to miss this opportunity. So I'm buying not the biggest one, the highest price, with the vinyls because I don't care about vinyls. So I'm buying the second one. The second one.
Okay. What about you, AG? Are you buying it?
Well, it's not that easy here in Argentina. First, the money thing. I mean, I don't know the price, but $1,500 was one of them, right?
The one that I'm buying is $260.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean,
for me too, buddy. That's why I'm
but
not.
now
Yeah.
what the problem real here is that the importations and all of that, it's not so easy that you can buy something outside the country and receive it like so easy. That is not so it's not so easy really. You have
It's
to pay
not
taxes.
easy.
You have like I don't
That's
know.
the
You have
chorus, by the way. It's like Mr. Brownstone. It's just it's so easy. It's so easy.
yeah, right. I
It's
mean,
so
you
easy.
can buy something outside and that's more like $300. It's complicated. It's way too money here, but
Wow. I really
yeah.
take that
But
for granted,
Universal
honest.
is already pre-selling that in Brazil, in Brazilian currency, on the website of Universal Music. Maybe they do that in Argentina as well because it's a big market for GNR.
We don't have universal music here in
Oh,
Argentina.
you don't have Universal Music?
No,
Okay.
I don't. Or maybe yes. I don't know, but
Maybe there is.
the prices would be so high. I know. I would know
Yeah,
that.
the prices would be higher, but it would be easier to get. I mean, it wouldn't be held in customs. So
what I'm what I really want to get is the Reach show. That's a good one. I don't know if they would post it on YouTube later or it doesn't work that way.
Possibly. I mean, because that's going. That's kind of monetizing. They're monetizing it, so they would be making money off the streams. So I think that's what they're going to eventually do. Maybe not at the same time as the box set, because they probably want people to buy it. But the same thing with Spotify, because I'm with you, AG. I it's money. I need that. I need to pay for my life.
No, and let's be honest. I mean, it's great they are releasing it, but it's like they never can do the whole thing right. I mean, why don't release a live version of Breakdown, Locomotive, Coma? I mean, Locomotive and Coma are probably two best songs of those albums, non-hits and all you want, but musically and the lyrics and as a whole, they are probably two of their greatest songs, the more complex songs, and we don't have live material of those ones.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Why?
They could do more. I believe that.
They always could do more. That's what
I don't feel good saying that because we all could do more. I could do more.
Yeah, right, of course.
So,
but I think it's so easy to right, or is that hard? They don't have a live version of those songs in some place. I mean, I know it's been a long time, and they didn't play it so much, but
or a rehearsal version of that, or a demo version of that. So that's why I think knowing what they have. And we GNR, the diehard GNR fans, are aware of the video footage that was shot. I think all, if not most, of the User Illusion shows were a pro shot. That there's so much material out there. Why are we just getting this? You know, I feel like this is just like User Illusion 1, the box set. When's the second box set almost coming?
That's a good theory.
I wish it was I don't know if it's a theory, but
just a wishful thinking.
I think it's more of that, but it's because again, I don't want to be that fan. I don't want to complain about the set list, but are there things that would I prefer?
It's okay to complain sometimes too. Okay, come on.
You can't I get defensive, and it goes back to my comments. What I thought a funny comment about beta, and just knowing what I know, what I've heard about management not wanting the GNR people on my podcast. I mean, when I've had, Dizzy and Richard on before and Frank, it's just, I'm trying to, I don't know. I think I'm associated with brands or news outlets that report fake news or salacious headlines. So I'm just trying not to, sometimes I try to be too nice with it, even though I'm allowed to have an opinion. We all have an opinion.
Yeah, but you are too nice.
But there are those fans though. But if you say there's certain, if you go to certain forums that if you see anything negative, but it's not even like it's negative, it's just not agreeing with the majority, it's just your opinion, you will be shot down, you will be attacked, you don't know anything. Yeah. So I'm just not that guy, because that's fake. I only know that name because I don't even want to bring it up, kind of, but he informed me a lot of a troll that was attacking me a few years ago. So that's the only reason I know about him. But
I prefer Maradona, so
yeah. But yeah, it's
great.
But it's also at the same time, this is how I am in life. It's like, I'm not perfect. What do I expect anybody else to be perfect? As long as the effort's there. So it's cool they released this box set. Why they released it on
and
the
all
31st.
things said,
but why didn't it come out last year? Did the pandemic really delay the
that's bullshit, man. All bands release something, pandemic or not, that's bullshit.
So
I mean,
yeah. So I don't know. It's so
if AC/DC,
but if they've done everything on time.
No, go you this time.
If they have done everything on the right time, it wouldn't be GNR. So it makes sense they're doing this now. So
that's usually what I felt like. It wouldn't be GunsNRoses. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
Because Raph, I'll go to your other favorite band, my wife's favorite band, Dave Matthews, and they're always putting out. They're always touring. They're always putting out live albums. They're always giving to their fans. It seems
they released a live album from my first concert up there. So.
And it's like I get jealous, but then again, would it be really fun to talk about Dave Matthews all the
Oh,
time?
that's what I was saying. I mean,
Yeah. I don't want to be the devil's advocate here, but
No,
come
no,
on.
you can defend. Please, I would please, if I ever, I would love to have. I respect. I hope to get Dave Matthews on the podcast.
What is the name? What is the name of your wife? I forgot.
Shauna. Her name is Shauna.
Shauna, you have great musical taste. That's
No,
it.
she knows. She knows. It's just so funny that she's more diehard with.
And I
Dave
want to meet you
Matthews.
someday and talk about that. But
If we ever
let's
have
go-
Dave Matthews on the show, she'll be my co-host or anybody from the.
that would be nice.
Apparently they're friends with the McKagans, so
Yeah,
there's the
maybe.
connection. There you go.
Yeah.
So AG, let me ask because we talked about the highlight. Did you pick up any merch, lithograph, anything like that?
When I hit the merch store, they were not much left.
Let me get my shirt here.
It's not. They were not great things, really.
Okay.
Maybe a jacket, or I don't know how you call that. I mean, with the zip that you open, is that called zip? I don't know.
The jacket that you open?
No, I don't know if it's a jacket because it's like, I call it a jacket. I don't know, but you will understand. That was a good one, but it was too expensive, and probably they sold everything before the show because on the show everyone was with that jacket. But there were shirts that the poster of the Buenos Aires show wasn't that good enough. Maybe if it would be good, I probably buy the shirt, but it was only Slash on the poster, and wow, I don't know. And no, there were hats, but nothing special really. I bought a bandana, bandana, that has a lot of drawings and Guns N' Roses, just to get anything, because I always buy something at least from the shows. I remember the last Metallica show I bought a mate. Do you know what mate is?
No.
You mean a drink?
Yeah, it's a drink here of Argentina, well known that in the whole country we drink mate, and James Hetfield was married to an Argentinian woman like for 20 years.
Yeah.
He drinks mate a lot, and he also does it in the show of Argentina. He drank mate.
You meant that cup?
Yeah, that cup with you put herbs on it, and it was fun because the mate would say,
"It's this thing here."
Yeah, that thing is mate, and it's funny because it would say, instead of Metallica, it said Matelica. I thought it was hilarious, and I have to buy it, But there were nothing special here in the Argentina merch store.
Okay, Raphael, you were showing. Sorry, because to those listening, you were showing the lithograph, and were you showing what looked like almost looked like a honey pot in a way?
It was from. It's from. It was like what? A honey pot?
Why do you have mate on Brazilian poster?
In Porto Alegre, they drink that a lot.
Okay, so
that's the lithograph from Porto Alegre.
Okay.
And they drink in this little cup, this little container. They drink mate. Actually, it's called chimarrão in Brazil. They drink that really hot.
Oh, hot! It's a hot drink.
Yeah,
it's a hot drink. Oh. Boiled water, almost.
In Rio, we drink that as iced tea.
Yeah, it's called tereré here. If you drink.
Look at this. Learning.
Cold.
I should have the more you know rainbow with the star behind me. I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you sharing this. And this is what's one of the best parts about doing these reviews in other countries, to not just talk about the fans from other countries, but to learn. I think this is fantastic. So I know you said you got a bandana, but what is your favorite all-time piece of Guns N' Roses memorabilia, AG? And I'll ask you the same round.
Oh, I'll try to pick it up. I'll try to find it.
Okay, so AG, while he's doing that, what is your favorite piece of all-time Guns N' Roses? It could be a ticket stub, it could be a shirt, it could be a memory if you want.
My camera doesn't work to show you, but I have a lot of things. from the first show they came together like the real Guns N' Roses. Sorry for the new junior fans, but for me it was not Guns N' Roses. The first one that they came together, I bought everything. I bought a shirt, I bought the poster, I bought a hat. I spent almost the same money on merch than I did on the ticket. But I don't know. I have a lot of things I can't show you right now. But yesterday I went to the show with the Kill Your Idols Jesus shirt.
Okay.
Axel wearing, and there were a lot of people with that one, of course. I have the other one that the Ford logo that says "fuck" that used the slash used.
Yep.
I have that one, and probably what I like most is the one a shirt. Nobody knows I'm a lesbian. It's way too fun. I have that. I there is no official store. I made it. Yeah, no myself, but I asked some people who do this kind of stuff, and I made it. I have a tattoo of Guns N' Roses too. It's a shame I can't show you right now.
You can send a picture later if you want, and we could share it on social media.
It's the gun, a rose, and Bad Obsession. It says Bad Obsession. I don't know. I have a lot of things of Guns N' Roses. I have all the tickets. What can I say?
They're
my favorite band.
Oh man, I love it though. Absolutely, the collection.
I have all the records,
like
of course.
You had all the what? I'm sorry.
What? All the records. I mean, the albums. I have it all. A lot of you don't use it anymore, but I have DVDs. Remember DVDs? I have a lot of them. Tokyo, Chicago, and other stuff. I don't know. I pretty have much anything, I guess. But I guess the normal things. Maybe the weirdest thing is the nobody knows I'm a lesbian shirt that no one has.
I thought about getting that shirt or making it, I guess. And the same, first of all, the Kill Your Idols shirt. I feel like if you wear that anywhere but a Guns N' Roses show, I don't know, you're gonna get things thrown at you because that could be so offensive.
Yeah, well, when I use it in my traditional life, I mean, outside Guns N' Roses concert, people look me like, what happened with this weirdo? But yeah, I have a tattoo of burning church too. So like, I don't know. Sorry, Rafael. I know maybe there in Brazil they are like really religious. I don't have anything with the religion itself, but with the church institution.
I'm an atheist, so that's okay. But I respect all religions.
Let's hate the church, and so I hate it.
I'm an agnostic Jew, so whatever. We're all fine.
I respect all creeds. Just don't follow it.
No, I'm respectful, but yeah, people look me a weird way when I use those.
Okay. Well, what about
shirts?
But what would be maybe offensive? But I'm thinking about it now. You might inspire me, AG, to get it. Is that nobody knows I'm a lesbian because that's just so funny.
It's so funny, right? Yeah.
And then especially for us of us know that it's a Axel shirt, but just in general for people who read it, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Why is this guy wearing this shirt?
Yeah, of course. Well, because I like girls, so
right.
Maybe I'm a lesbian too.
Maybe. Raph, what about you? I know you love the shirt you're currently wearing because it helped you get noticed.
Yeah.
What else? What other merch?
Other than the tattoos, because you mentioned I have 6 general tattoos on my arm.
6?
6.
Oh man.
I have some roses here on my forearm with the last words of Rocket Queen. All I ever wanted was for you to know that I care. I did that after my dad passed away in 2018. I have the 2006 logo here with a dragon, the Appetite for Destruction monster on my bicep, and in the back I have Patience, but I only did that because of the cover. You have Patience. You try to keep it, but it comes and goes, and I put on the rest of the lyrics just to fill the space in.
So are you working on all great work, by the way? Are you working on a complete Guns N' Roses sleeve? Because they're all
That's it. The Guns N' Roses.
Oh, no more? Oh, so you're not going to get the elbow done? You gotta get the
No,
elbow.
no, it's too painful here.
Oh, come on. All right, I don't
No,
have that elbow.
on the elbow, it's too
I have
painful.
this elbow. I have this
Oh
elbow.
Oh
man, you're
man,
crazy.
that's be painful.
Oh no.
With
On
my
the elbow, no.
with my never-ending
I'm
story.
I'm saving in case I get to have Axel's autograph or something like that. So
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta catch
That's
up.
maybe
his
in
dance.
Brazil because I'm very jealous of Brazilian people. They have like I know it's a far more great country in terms of uh, area. I mean, it's a bigger country than Argentina, but you had 10 shows, motherfuckers. 10
Well,
shows.
it's a continent. I mean, you can't think of
Fucking Becca
Brazil.
and Fernando, they're Brazilians. That's why.
No, it's not. Well, I'm sure that helps. But Brazil's bigger than Europe. I don't know. I have a friend who attended 9 concerts in the Brazilian tour, and she went to Manaus, and she said there was a guy that lived in a city that he needed to get a boat to get to Manaus. That's how far GNR goes, and it was
Yeah,
sold
well,
out. It's a
here in
whole
Argentina,
continent here, so.
we had only one show in Buenos
Yeah, but
Aires.
I thought there was a bummer. They could at least have played 2 concerts in River Plate.
Yeah, but maybe not two in Buenos Aires, but these
Another
bands
one in
always
Rosario.
plays like Cordoba, Rosario. There are if you're talking about the United States, it's like other states. Maybe here in Argentina we call it provincias, but it's like another state. For example, it's part from Argentina, but it's like I don't know 5, 6, 10 hours from here, and they talk. Especially the Cordoba people, they have an accent really particular. You can identify them. And yesterday, because it was the only date of Guns N' Roses in Argentina, there were a lot of people that came from the other states or provincias to see them. I don't know what, because they always play more than once, but yesterday was the only one.
Yeah, and they played twice in Colombia, so.
Wow. It's just to take a
But
boat.
it's
And
nice to see. And I forget to tell you something that it really took my attention yesterday. I thought that most of the people would be. I don't want to offend you guys, but old people maybe. And what it
No.
surprised me, you're not that old, that really, but I don't know,
I'm
maybe.
not 40 yet. And which is 40
No,
is
yeah,
not that
that's
old.
right.
Tell
but
that
you
to
know
my niece.
You know what I'm saying. I mean,
Sure, classic
my
rockers.
dad, who is 47, is
Sure.
Guns N' Roses fan. He's young, by the way, but it's more than you. But
I
it
know.
was a lot of young people yesterday in the show, and it was. I mean, I don't have friends who likes Guns N' Roses. Maybe I don't, and I thought that yesterday would be only like old people who have been fans since the 90s, and no, there were a lot of people like me that didn't exist back then, and it really surprised me.
Sure.
That was definitely another highlight of the show, and I wouldn't want to forget that.
That might be the only thing that's consistent with the American shows, because yes, I think we're spoiled here, especially here in New York, where bands come all the time, and maybe that's not why we're not getting up and dancing and running around. Oh, I know again why I'm not dancing and running around, but I just think that's I don't know. I just think that's just a great. Talking to both of you was just so fun today. I just need to say that first of all. That doesn't need to be lost, but just the American shows, it's the same thing. Because yeah, I'm 39, Rap's 35. And we were young when Guns N' Roses came out. You know, I was born, I was 4 when Appetite came out. I was listening to the Muppet Babies, you know, back then. So
Yeah.
I'll go into these shows. I'm almost expecting the same thing, to see the classic rockers, you know, people older than me, but we're seeing kids. I bought I don't know if they're still selling it, but it's like
They are. They're selling these shirts.
the Guns N' Roses.
That one was yesterday.
With the shark, was like a shark's skeleton or a fish skeleton on it.
No, it was a guy surfing, a skeleton surfing.
Okay.
It was the same letters.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them too yesterday.
So I mean, not just selling kids merch, but you see little kids there, and just like how your dad got you into Guns N' Roses AG.
My godson, he's 4 and he
So you-
loves Jenner.
Exactly.
Godson?
My godson is 4 and he loves
How old
Jenner.
are you?
I'm 35. But
And you already have a son and a
no,
godson?
no. He's
Oh,
not
what?
my son. Godson, padrino. I don't know if
Ah,
you have that.
padrino. Okay, I thought it was
Padrino.
like
Yeah.
abuelo, granddaughter.
No,
No.
no.
Ah,
Godson.
okay. Godfather would be like in English, right?
Yeah, I'm the godfather. I'm the
Okay.
godfather.
Ah, okay, okay.
Don't go
The
against
God-
the family. Never go against the family. And he's my godson.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, wow. It's just
But
it's
you were the
beautiful.
grandpa, and I thought, wow.
No, not a
No,
grandpa.
okay.
But
And
we-
as far as memorabilia, I have these chips from the no trickery.
Wow, cool, man.
I didn't go, but a friend of mine went and got them for
the
me.
$5 poker chips from
Yeah.
the Vegas shows.
The hotel room card.
Is that the no trickery?
Cool.
hotel
No
room card?
trickery.
Love that.
And I have some picks. The night train pick, the bumble food pick. He gave it to me. We still talk. He's a great guy. I love him.
Oh, very cool.
I got this Duff pick
What?
that he.
I have that one because Mike Squires gave me that.
Now Duff gave this to me in 2016.
Well,
He
Doug
was
gave it to you.
thrown.
That's better.
I was the only one that wasn't using a cell phone there in front row, and I was singing the whole set, and he was throwing that as all the time, and I couldn't pick. So after Sweet Child of Mine, he was like, "This is yours. Like this is the last one I'm trying to give to." And he mentioned to throw it, and I said, "No." I pointed to a security guard, and he poked him in the head, gave him the pick, and pointed to me.
Smart.
And yeah, thank God he did that. And this one they were giving at Rock in Rio
Ooh,
2017.
nice
Only for the
green
people.
pick.
Yeah, only for the pick in the front row. It says
Rio, Brazil.
Rock in Rio, Brazil.
You got
23rd
cool
September.
stuff, man.
That's these are the best ones that I have.
Yeah, because shirts everyone we have, but those ones I
thought I lost the picks because I moved apartments in earlier this year. I thought I had lost them. I oh my God.
Glad you didn't.
Yeah,
I'm
thank God.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question to end this to really show how much I want to learn from you both on this podcast.
well,
What's the difference between spelling Brazil with an S rather than with a Z? Brazil is, I guess I grew up with it being with a Z. Why is it with an S? What's the problem?
Well, because in Portuguese, the S can sound like an S or can sound like a Z depending on the vowel it's parted with.
Okay.
So in Portuguese, Brazil, it's spelled with an S because before the I, the S sounds like a Z.
Okay. So, but I wouldn't be wrong spelling it with a Z necessarily.
No, because in English, the S doesn't sound like a Z in these cases.
Okay.
So it's
all right. Because I know there are times where I've misspelled Colombia, spelling it more like the college.
because you have Colombia, you have with a U.
Colombia, yeah, you tend to confuse.
Because of Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
Who sucks, by the way.
Yeah. But the name is after his name. The country's named after that, but
Okay. All right. See, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to educate myself.
but the wrong thing
Guns N' Roses.
if you really want to piss off a Brazilian person is say that we speak Spanish. We don't speak Portuguese. And that our capital is Buenos Aires. It isn't. It's Brasilia. It's not Rio, neither São Paulo. It's Brasilia. So that's it.
Okay. I certainly don't assume because I know there's so many different dialects. I don't be like, oh, I don't want to speak Spanish. No. It's not all Spanish.
Because we're the only country in Latin America that doesn't speak Spanish. So everyone just assumes we speak Spanish as well. So
yeah, when I went to Brazil, you understand really well.
I understand everything.
We don't
but
understand
I can't say.
you.
I understand everything.
Nothing. It's hard for me to understand Portuguese, but when I was there, like everyone understood me, but I didn't understood anyone.
Well, I understood you both today, and I was saying before the podcast, I'm like, yeah, we'll just do an hour. I think it's like an hour and a half because you both were so great. I really enjoyed talking.
We talk a lot.
It was really fun. It was really fun talking to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate both of you reaching out. I know Raph, you're a regular commenter on and you make some great comments on Twitter.
And
By the
some
way,
really bad puns.
which I always appreciate. By the way, if you have a band, do you want to promote them? You want to give them a shout out?
My band's called Mama Voodoo. It's spelled MAMAVOODOO. But we're currently looking for a guitar player, so we're kind of working behind the scenes right now.
There's a guy called DJ Ashba who's looking for a band.
Well,
You might want to call
I'm glad
him.
to bring him in. Come on, DJ, if you're looking for a band, come in.
Yeah.
AG, that was perfect. I was trying to think of a funny
You already
joke.
ruined my Chinese democracy cover by signing all over it, but that's okay. You can come.
DJ signed your Chinese democracy cover,
Yeah,
even though he's not on it.
yeah.
Well,
But he's a really nice guy. I like him. But
He is. I don't think. I don't know if I'll ever get him on the podcast. I mean, I liked his work with the 6 a.m., but that's again. It was just the hat. It's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. The hat was weird. It was just Slash had a hat. You're not Slash. I know it had scars on it. It's different. It was a top hat. Whatever.
Yeah, it was a top hat.
So Raph and his Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Can you hear me thing? Raph and Rio, thank you so much, and I'll try it. Agustín,
but pretty well.
All right. AG.
AG.
Thank you for just being awesome and reaching out and
yeah, I could do this again, like a friend chat, like outside the podcast. It was fun. I mean,
well, yeah, tell this. So this goes out to the upcoming shows, of course. GunsNRoses, there are no signs of slowing down for touring. So if you would like to do a fan review, talk about GunsNRoses, like Raph, like AG, it doesn't matter what language you speak. We all speak the language of GunsNRoses. Yes, Raph.
And there's a rumor going around in Brazil that GNR is playing The Town, a festival from the same creators as Rock in Rio that's taking place in São Paulo in September next year. There's a rumor going around that GNR is playing there. So if they do, I'm not going because I'm too old for festivals, but certainly going to Argentina because I need to have that experience of seeing GNR.
Yeah, definitely. You have to come to a show here next time for sure. I hope it's not 5 years again.
Yeah, no.
That's a
well,
lot.
if the rumor is correct, maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah, if they play in Brazil, they will play again in Buenos Aires for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you both giving me a taste of what it's like somewhat to see a show, GunsNRoses show in Brazil and in Argentina. This was really cool. Thank you both so much for coming on today. As far as the next episode of the podcast, I'm not sure yet. Again, there's a lot of things cooking with Doug's book. We still need to sit down and do a podcast and get, maybe if you guys, I don't know, have you read all the GNR books, Slashes and Duffs, and
I read all the official ones.
So if there's any stories like that from their book that you're like, you know what, maybe I want Doug's perspective on that.
I need to. I would. Was Doug around during that whole contract thing? Was him?
So that's going to be a big thing for him.
Because that's something that I really want to know about.
I don't know if I would. I have some mixed feelings about that stuff. Like, I don't know if I want to read what really happened back then and all the inside stuff. Maybe I prefer to being maybe more naive.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Well,
I mean, there have to be some deep stuff that made the band to explode, and I really don't want to get into that because maybe I would, I don't know, hate someone or I don't know. I don't want to do that. And
I see what you're saying. I think
I think we all know what maybe the reason or the public opinion. Maybe it's a bit I don't know how to say tenditious. I don't know, but it all points to be Axel's fault. By I know most of the told story about it, but I don't think it's really just him, and I don't want to know.
No, it's just not that simple part of it.
Yeah,
I don't think you would go away hating anybody like that. It just might be.
I don't want to be disappointed more than I was of most of things.
It might clear things up. I'll just say what Raph was alluding to with the contract thing, because that is mentioned in Duff's book. That did
Yeah,
not
and
happen.
and I think it's nice to have all the perspectives because
Yeah, I mean, what
everybody
is the
remembers
truth?
things differently, and we never know the truth. We never know the truth. But
No.
once you hear the different perspectives, and even from the band members and from the manager, you can kind of put the pieces together and try to have your own opinion about what happened, but not pinpointing what exactly happened. We never know that.
Sure,
Maybe if there is an Excel book, I would read it because
it's Axel.
I mean, it's the story that it's been missing. Uh,
Yeah,
but I don't know when the Gene Exchange, Axel told the story of telling Slash when he called everything you write in your book is a lie. I mean, well, I don't know who is telling the truth, who's telling the lies. There are way more opinions. We have the leak of the Matt's book, and then I don't know what happened with all those stuff that it didn't make the final book.
right.
It's all weird with this band, you know.
There's a few things I think I would just keep in mind. I'll say this is that Doug was the only sober one, basically, because it's documented. Slash and Duff were fucked up. Like, how do they remember all these things? They don't. And I think and I don't think it's so much of a lie as trying to maybe fix or misremembering. That's how I like to phrase it. How I like to think. Maybe Doug says differently. But it's a lot of that. Just like, okay, this is not how it happened. How do they were strung out? Like, how does this, like, here's what really happened. And I think if anything, it helps character build Axel to what he really was, and gets rid of a lot of the misconceptions. That's one of the reasons why he wants to write this book, because Doug is Team Axel. You know, he's like, he was with the guy for 17 years. He's like, he's not the guy. There's a reason this happened. There's a reason.
Yeah.
You know, it may not always be like I agreed with why this happened, but here's a justification, or maybe here's why it happened. So still a lot of work to do.
Do you have an idea when it might come out? Because I'm really looking forward for that.
I'm at it's probably one of those things I probably shouldn't say anything, but like I'm at a phase where I sent a couple things to a person who could make decisions, and like they have to get back to me. So it's kind of like we're at a point where we're dealing with professionals, and there's an interesting, I don't want to say battle, interesting discussion, because I'm not an author. I'm not technically an author, right? And usually someone in Doug's position has an author writing it, and a legit author writing with them. So I'm almost learning on the job. I have an idea. You know, I went to school for broadcasting. I've been in radio for 20 years. I have written things, but not a book. So I'm not an idiot, but it's my first book. And it's just, I think there might be some hurdles being like, okay, who is this new guy writing a book? Can this be done? So I think it's just, I have a lot to prove, I think, still. But I've been it's just been working a lot, and it's Doug and I have a joke between us. I call him either where in the world is Carmen Goldstein, or you know, he considers himself Waldo, because he's always moving around. He's a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't gotten him to sit in a place for a while to talk about more stuff for the book. We have brief conversations every day through Facebook Messenger. He's like the only person who likes to call me through Facebook, by the way. Him and another GunsNRoses, Peter Napoliello, who did promotions for the Geffen back in the day. The only people that call me through Facebook. It's an old guy thing, I guess.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say.
But there are things that Doug told me recently, that I'm like, you didn't tell me this last year. This completely changes this narrative. So there are things I have to go back and fix. But what's really made me feel good about everything, because I'm sure I've used the elephant analogy that Doug told me, because I'm like, this is a big undertaking. He's like, how would you eat an elephant? How would you eat an elephant? I don't know. You just start somewhere. So I'm at a point where I've taken all of our conversations, transcribed them all, cleaned them up, moved them around to places, edited stuff out, because things can get redundant, and making it more legible, and editing and putting in my insight in there, and just more of his conversation. I'm building it now, where it was like almost 200 pages, and then I whittled it down to 150, And then now as I'm writing it again throughout, I've added like 10 pages without a problem, like only like a 20 pages in. So I want to get to close to 300 pages. I think by the time I'm done editing this phase, I'll probably get close to 2. And there are things that we haven't done yet that Doug wants to do, where there are people from his past that we can't name that we want to fact check the book, being like, maybe there are things that Doug doesn't remember and being like, oh yeah, what about this? So there are things that we have still yet to add in there. So I feel good knowing that I can look at Microsoft Word right now. I've divided everything up into like 20 chapters, and I can like on the view page, I'm like, whoa, this looks like a book right now. Whoa. But it's not.
I remember seeing an image you posted way back. I think there was a folder called Real or something like that.
Yeah, it's just I was segmenting off different stories. So he talks about different Rio experiences, you know, especially with the new band.
That's something that I really want to know about because, well,
yes. So things like that. So it was segmenting things off and figuring out how to put this stuff together. And I think this stuff is interesting, right? It's how I do with radio and podcasts. I want to give people behind the scenes. I don't think this has happened. So like, even when I'm watching, I don't know if you guys have seen it, the new Dahmer series on
No.
So I'm sick. I watch that kind of stuff. So I like how it's not a complete linear story. Did you start somewhere? Did you go back? Then as you're traveling, this certain story may branch off somewhere, but it's always, there is a path that you follow, but it's not going to be completely like, okay, beginning to end. Like you're going to be bouncing around a little bit. So I'm like, okay, what's going to make sense to talk about here? And I've been managing to do that. So now that I'm doing that, it's just now we're in a really good crunch phase of doing it. And I definitely spent this whole month of September working on these, what would potentially be the first 2 chapters, which I'll just mention, in theory, first chapter will be about a celebrity theater. And the second one is about him growing up and about his fucking martial arts training since he was 4 years old. Yeah, Doug had his first karate lesson at 4.
Wow.
And has been learning martial arts since he was 6. I mean, he doesn't currently train, but I mean, that's how, you know, that's how you get trained to be in GunsNRoses, right?
Of course, yeah.
And even a little tease, because he said this in podcasts before, that his older brother was a manic depressive like Axel. Living with his older brother growing up prepared him for the road with Axel. And it's just
I didn't know about that.
It's things like that. So I'll just say, maybe if you didn't know, maybe I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it there. So there's a lot of
no spoilers.
Yeah. So I gave too much spoilers as it is. So yeah, it's a work in progress still. I know we keep saying that soon is the operative word, but I see it happening. I wish I wish Doug and I could work every single day on it, but we're not. Because Doug, I think he's currently moving back to St. Louis. It's certainly an irony that he experienced the St. Louis riot and now currently lives there. He's moving back and forth. Sometimes he has he's fine health wise, but sometimes he does have some like health issues. He gets sick. And then me with my life, getting married, moving, work.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot done. There's a lot done. I keep saying that stuff. I don't like saying there's a lot done, but a lot more to go. But I'm seeing progress, and that's all I ever asked for.
You are like Slash when he said we work on a ton of stuff,
and I say
it would eventually come out.
Yeah,
it would eventually come out, right?
And
how many Tuesdays are
watch
there
your
left?
words.
That's so funny.
Soon is the word.
Soon is the word. How I'll end this podcast in a moment with that famous phrase. But yeah, so Slash, again, to his credit, he said there's going to be a summer release, but on the exact last day of summer. Yep, we have that new live track.
Announcement in the last hours.
Yeah, summer was ending at 9:00 that night. They put it out at midnight.
Here they're gonna lie. Here they're gonna lie.
You got me, buddy. You got me, Slash. You win. So, oh man, you guys are welcome back anytime. AG, I'll practice your name more off the air for next time.
Okay.
And okay.
I would practice more my English too.
Get your camera working too.
It was really good.
Yeah,
man.
I don't
it was
know.
really good. Don't worry.
All good.
I don't know what happened with my camera.
That's fine. You look like Rafael Nadal from the side. That side. Will you take that? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Rafael, who doesn't look like Rafael Nadal.
Yeah, it does.
You think, Raph? Thank you, Raph and Rio. Thank you so much for coming on. I know You were going to come out a few weeks ago, but life happened. So I'm glad
Oh yeah,
we
don't
made this
worry.
happen. I'm glad we kind of matched today.
Yeah, yeah.
Orange. So that does it for this episode of Appetite for Distortion. When will you see the next one? In the words of Axl Rose concerning Chinese democracy, you'll see it. I don't know if soon is the word.